You're listening to the No Hustle Mom Show. I'm Stacy Brown, here to help you blend ambition with calm and motherhood with possibility. Think of this as your weekly reset, a space to quiet the hustle myths, cut through the noise, and uncover simple, sustainable ways to grow with confidence. So take a deep breath, pour yourself a coffee or tea, and let's step into clarity together. I have a confession that might surprise you. Despite growing a successful online business, I barely post on social media anymore. I do not chase trends. I do not create daily content. And I definitely do not do Instagram stories every day. Yet my business continues to grow steadily, and my clients trust me more than ever. The secret is that I stopped performing and started being present. If you are an introverted entrepreneur who feels overwhelmed by the pressure to constantly create content, this approach can change everything for you. Ever notice how exhausted you feel after posting on social media, even when nothing bad happened? You hit publish and suddenly you are drained. Your shoulders are tense. You keep checking your phone every few minutes to see if anyone liked or commented. That exhaustion is not in your head. It is the hidden mental load of constant performance that slowly drains your energy and your love for your business. Every single post requires mental energy you may not have to spare. First, you plan what to share. Then you write it, rewrite it, maybe ask someone else to look at it. You choose the photo, crop it several ways, and spend 20 minutes on hashtags. After you post, you monitor the response. You reply to comments, analyze the metrics, and wonder if you should have said something differently. This cycle can repeat daily, sometimes multiple times per day, and it never really ends. The deeper problem is the disconnect between who you are and who you think you need to be online. You start posting inspirational quotes that sound good, but do not reflect how you actually think. You share behind-the-scenes content that feels forced because you believe that is what people want to see. You craft captions in a voice that does not sound like how you talk to your friends. Maintaining a business persona that does not match your natural energy is like wearing shoes that are 2 sizes too small. You can do it for a while, but eventually it hurts so much you cannot focus on anything else. When you are naturally introspective but feel pressure to be bubbly online, your nervous system treats every post like a threat. Your body goes into fight or flight because you are asking it to do something that goes against your wiring. For introverted entrepreneurs, this performance pressure turns business into survival mode. Instead of feeling excited to share your expertise, you dread opening social media. Instead of connecting authentically with potential clients, you are constantly calculating what version of yourself will get the best response. Every interaction becomes transactional rather than relational. Here is the paradox no one warns you about. The harder you perform, the less authentic connection you create. People can sense when you are putting on a show, even if they cannot explain why it feels off. They may engage with your content in the moment, but they do not develop the deep trust that leads to long-term client relationships. Think about the business owners you most like to follow. They are probably not the ones posting perfect quotes every day. They are the ones who show up as themselves, sharing what genuinely matters to them without trying to be everything to everyone. So, the sustainability question appears. How long can you keep this up? How many more months can you maintain energy for daily posting, constant engagement, and a version of yourself that does not exist? Many honest entrepreneurs would admit they are already running on fumes. If you are feeling drained by performance pressure, that is not a character flaw, and it does not mean you are not cut out for business. It is a healthy signal from your nervous system that something needs to change. Your exhaustion is evidence that you are ready for something better. What if there were a different way to show up that energizes you instead of depleting you? What if you could build a thriving business without turning yourself into a content creation machine? Some of the most successful business owners I know are the ones you barely see online. Yet their clients would move mountains for them. They do not post daily updates or share constant behind-the-scenes content. They send one thoughtful email per week. They publish a blog post when they have something genuinely useful to say. They show up to client calls fully present and engaged. Their businesses thrive because they understand something many people miss. Real presence means showing up as yourself when you have something valuable to share, without pressure to entertain or impress. It is not about being the loudest voice in the room or having the cleverest caption. Presence is about being genuinely helpful when your ideal clients need you most. It is showing up consistently with your actual personality, your real thoughts, and your authentic expertise. Visibility does not equal success. I know a business coach who posts only a few times per month, yet has a long waiting list. Her clients refer friends because every interaction with her feels valuable and personal. Compare that to entrepreneurs who post daily inspirational content but struggle to book discovery calls. More visible does not mean more successful. Presence builds compound trust in ways performance cannot. Every genuine interaction adds another layer to a foundation that strengthens over time. When you respond thoughtfully to an email instead of sending a quick template, that person remembers. When you share an insight that helps someone solve a real problem, they trust you more. When you admit you do not know something instead of pretending, you become more human and therefore more trustworthy. There is a difference between being seen and being remembered. Performance creates fleeting attention that disappears when the next shiny thing arrives. Presence creates lasting impressions because people connect with the real person behind the business. They remember how you made them feel, not what you posted yesterday. Consistent, small actions create more trust than sporadic, high-energy bursts. A helpful weekly email for 6 months builds more credibility than posting daily for 2 weeks and then disappearing. Your audience starts to depend on your consistency. They look forward to hearing from you because you deliver value without demanding their attention. Dropping the performance mask brings relief. When you stop trying to be someone you are not, business becomes enjoyable again. You can have conversations instead of broadcasting. You can share what genuinely interests you instead of what you think will get engagement. You can build relationships instead of collecting followers. Being quiet does not mean being invisible. Presence is about quality, not quantity. Your ideal clients are not looking for the person who posts most often. They are looking for the person who consistently provides value and feels trustworthy. They want someone who shows up reliably without overwhelming their inbox or feed. When you focus on presence over performance, you become more memorable to the right people. They start associating your name with helpful insights instead of constant noise. They refer you to friends because they trust your expertise, not because you have the biggest following. Entrepreneurs who embrace this sleep better because their growth does not depend on daily content. They build sustainable success on relationships and trust rather than algorithms and engagement rates. There is a simple way to tell if you are performing or being present. Pay attention to how you feel after you hit post. Performance drains you even when the post gets engagement. You feel depleted, anxious, or oddly empty. Presence either energizes you or feels neutral. You share something helpful, close your laptop, and move on with your day without lingering anxiety. Performance mode has clear warning signs. You obsessively check metrics. You refresh for likes and comments. You spend half an hour crafting the perfect caption. You post because the calendar says to post, not because you have something meaningful to share. You feel pressure to respond immediately and perfectly. Presence looks different. You share because you have something helpful to say. Your message feels aligned with who you are. You are fine if no one responds right away because the value exists either way. You post when inspiration strikes or when you solve a problem others might face too. Ask yourself why you are posting. Are you trying to get something or to give something? Performance seeks likes, validation, followers, attention. Presence offers value, insight, and connection. When you are performing, you need external validation to feel good about what you shared. When you are present, helping someone is satisfying on its own. Check your voice. Would you say this to a friend over coffee, in the same words and tone? If your online voice does not sound like your real voice, you are probably performing. Your friends do not need you to be inspirational or perfectly polished. They need you to be helpful and real. Consider sustainability. Can you maintain this approach for months without burning out? Performance requires more and more energy to get the same results. Presence gets easier over time because you are working with your natural energy instead of against it. Notice your patterns this week. Track which interactions energize you and which ones drain you. Pay attention to your body. Performance often brings shallow breathing and tight shoulders. Presence feels calm. What you measure matters. Entrepreneurs with 500 engaged subscribers often earn more than those with massive but indifferent followings. Chasing likes and follower counts can attract the wrong audience, people who consume free content but never buy. Real growth shows up in relationship metrics: email replies, referrals, repeat business, discovery calls booked soon after someone finds you. Client retention tells you whether you are delivering real value. Revenue per subscriber reframes everything. A small, trusting list can outperform a large, lukewarm audience. This shift requires moving from broadcasting to serving. Be incredibly helpful to your specific ideal client. Create resources that solve real problems for people who can benefit and invest. Build a community that values your work instead of trying to go viral. When you track conversations, solved problems, and genuine connections, both your business and your energy improve. Algorithms change, relationships endure. You might worry that being less visible means missing opportunities. That fear keeps people glued to their phones, posting content they do not want to create, just in case. In reality, your ideal clients are not choosing based on who posted most recently. They ask friends for recommendations. They look for consistency and expertise. Presence attracts better opportunities because you become known for depth. When you share valuable insights without overwhelming people, you build a reputation as someone worth listening to. Thoughtful solutions are remembered months later. Thorough answers position you as an expert. This kind of reputation generates referrals, invitations, and premium clients who seek you out. Trying to be everywhere at once dilutes your message and exhausts your energy. When you post on multiple platforms every day while also emailing, blogging, and recording video, everything becomes mediocre. Focus beats frenzy. Serve someone specific rather than everyone. Referrals grow naturally when you serve people well. Your clients and colleagues become your best marketing team. They tell friends about the coach who sends useful weekly emails, the consultant who answers questions thoughtfully, the service provider who shows up consistently without being pushy. Being less visible to everyone makes you more visible to the right people. Instead of shouting to strangers, you have meaningful conversations with those who need your help. The best opportunities come from relationships, not random scrolls. Your next client is likely already on your list, following quietly, or connected to someone who knows your work. Quiet consistency is the most powerful relationship builder for introverts. Show up predictably with value. Send one thoughtful newsletter instead of posting everywhere. Respond to client emails with care. Remember details and follow up. Share resources that solve real problems. Helpful content people save and share builds your reputation faster than attention-grabbing posts. Low-energy touchpoints also work. Quarterly updates to past clients, seasonal tips, or monthly check-ins keep connections warm. Consistency beats intensity. Weekly for a year wins over daily for a month, and then silence. When you show up predictably, people begin to anticipate your messages. You become part of their routine, and that is a sign of earned trust. You can make this shift with simple changes. Choose one consistent touch point you can maintain and do it well. Set boundaries for when you engage and when you log off. Before sharing, ask if it is truly helpful to your ideal client, and skip it if it is not. Run a simple energy audit for a week and notice what tasks fuel you versus drain you. Invest in the relationships you already have. Send a follow-up. Check in with a past client. Respond more thoughtfully to the people already engaging. Be patient with presence-based growth. It is slower than performance-based tactics, but far more sustainable and profitable over time. You will not see flashy spikes, but you will see steady trust and consistent income. Commit to 3 weekly actions. Send 1 helpful email. Create 1 valuable piece of content that solves a real problem. Have 1 meaningful interaction with an existing client or prospect. These small, consistent actions build momentum without overwhelming your schedule. Presence over performance is not just a strategy, it is a way to build a business that energizes you. When you stop performing and start being present, work becomes enjoyable again. You sleep better because you are not worried about posting. You have real conversations with real people. Try this for 30 days. Notice how your energy improves and your relationships deepen. Your quiet, consistent approach is exactly what your ideal clients are looking for in a world full of noise. Thanks for listening to the No Hustle Mom Show. I hope you're leaving a little more organized, a little more focused, and ready to show up calmly. If this helped, share it with one introverted solopreneur mom who wants steady, honest growth. Do your daily one today, one small move you can finish, and notice what shifts. Before you go, grab this episode's extras in the No Hustle Lounge at nohustlelounge.com today, the listener guide, the checklists, and a 2-minute presence check. Subscribe to get calm, weekly practices delivered to you. No hustle, no burnout, no guilt. You've got this.